Hello, my name is Caitlin Oman, and I decided to do my presentation on tree tumors, which you might be surprised to learn that tree tumors is not the scientific name. They are called Burls, B-U-R-L-S. And if you have ever seen a tree with an unusual growth on the side of its trunk or on its branches, something very tumor-like, you've probably seen a burl. They interest me because of their sort of unusual appearance, and as a kid I always liked to imagine that I could see like faces in them and that kind of thing. So I do have one prop with me here. It's a burl I found on a tiny branch, which just makes it look all that much more impressive. As you can see, it's got quite a good texture. It's very bumpy. It's got like various nodules and that kind of thing. It looks like a tumor. So what is this and what causes it? Well, a burl is, like I said, it's an outgrowth on a tree filled with small knots from dormant buds. And they're also called burrs, B-U-R-R-S. So what causes them? Usually it's some kind of stress to the tree. So either the tree was injured or it's kind of under attack by some sort of virus or fungus or insect infestation, and that's kind of its response to that injury, is growing these tumors. A lot of the time burls are actually underground in the tree's root system, where they can be more deadly to the tree if they're found there. Insect and mold infestations are the most common cause of this condition. And so that brings us to the next question, which is, what are they good for? What is a common use of burls? And basically, they're prized for their beauty and their rarity. So they're really common among artists, and furniture makers and wood sculptors like to utilize them for different art projects because the grain is so interesting and kind of all over the place. So it's very visually pretty. So because they are common in art, there have been times where they are actually poached. So I guess there's been a few incidences in like some redwood national and state parks where like the burls are like even larger, where people will either cut down the tree entirely for the burl, or they will just remove the burl from the tree. And removing a burl can actually expose the tree to infection and disease, so it's not recommended. If you ever plan on purchasing a burl, just make sure you know where you got it from, because there is this sort of black market that exists. So when I was doing my research, and also from personal experience, I noticed that there are like two different types of plant growths. There are burls, which I see a lot, but then also I noticed small growths on like other plants and leaves in particular. So I don't have one with me right now, but the other day I found these little orange fuzzy balls on a leaf growing close to the stem, and it piqued my interest because I have never seen anything like that before, and I had the suspicion that it was caused by maybe like an insect or something, but when I looked into it further, I found out that there are growths called galls. So they're very similar to burls in that they can be caused by plants, fungi, or animals, and it is kind of the plant's natural reaction to something on it. So They're commonly found like on leaves, and basically the one that I had found when I looked it up, it was from a gall wasp. So basically a larva had, from the wasp, had gone into the leaf and had kind of like spit up some kind of like chemical concoction that caused the plants to start growing these little fuzzy balls around the larva. And once the larva is in there, those growths serve as both habitat and a food source for them, and then also it keeps them safe from predators. So, and it really doesn't harm the plant too much. So it's kind of like this mutualistic relationship, which is really neat. There's like a huge variety of galls. I'm looking at pictures of them right now in this PowerPoint, and so they can be different colors and sizes, but basically galls and burls, if you see any kind of weird growth on a plant, it's probably one of those, or both, I don't know. But I hope that inspires you to go find them. And that's all. Thank you.